Hey everybody, what's going on? So yeah, another Modern Warfare 3 or some game that you're gonna be seeing on right now. Commentary. Um, yeah. So I gotta say thank you very much for the last video of the support. It means a lot, and it's nice to know that a lot of you private messaged me that day and talked about your story and how you feel motivated and inspired to work on a diet now. And even the comments, I read every single comment, saw the amount of likes. I love you guys. I love you so much. And yes, of course, the big butt thing. Got one of those J-Lo butts, whatever you call them. But anyways, I did have a few messages yesterday asking, they want to know the story of how my life went through the time when my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer and passed away. Yes, I had two grandfathers that passed away within the year, but today is one of their birthdays, and thankfully for my mother to remind me about it. So yeah, happy birthday, No. And you want to know, No, what do you mean? No is an Italian term of grandfather or grandpa. You know, it's another way of saying, you know, like what I just said. Anyways, my voice is getting a lot better. Even though I talked a lot yesterday too. It may sound a little cracked up or something. I don't know. It's gonna get there better. I actually seem to enjoy it when my voice is more like lost, because I seemed to have more to talk about, and I didn't have a problem. People thought it was cute. But yeah, now I keep saying with the butts. See, I didn't say that before in my other video. Anyways, here's how the story went. So a few years ago, my grandfather. Bleh, I said father for a second. Whoopsies. My grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, but the way how they found out was one time when he was in the bathroom, he was brushing his teeth, and he has one leg. Okay, his leg was amputated because it lost circulation, and pretty much just rushed the emergency, and they couldn't save it or anything because he was gone camping at our lake cabin up north. And they couldn't just fly out during the night. It apparently was really bad, and yeah, so they went emergency hospital and had to get amputated. Anyways, back to the point. One time he was brushing his teeth and he was alone in the bathroom, and normally there would be someone there to help him out or something, or the maid or whatever, but he was brushing his teeth, and the way how he brushed his teeth is he lifted himself, his whole body up with his arms onto the sink and, you know, brushing. And what happened was he fell and broke his rib. He was sent to the hospital, and they had emergency operation, and they put a metal plate in his rib and found out that's how they found out. They found out that he had cancer. So they spoke to my grandmother, and they told about the news, and the whole family was there. We were there for hours hoping the operation would be okay. You know, my grandmother was crying. She was worried. Everyone was worried. Everyone was worried, sick. I was worried. I mean, when he passed away like 67, I think, or so, 67, 68. I think somewhere around there. He was in the 60s when it happened. It was a few years ago. So somewhere around there. My grandmother's like 72 now, and my grandmother is strong. She still goes around the house, cleans everything and stuff like that. But I keep going with the butts again. Well, pretty much when they found out that he was diagnosed with cancer, they contacted my grandmother and they told us the news, and they told us everything, and everyone was devastated. Everyone was depressed because they predicted that it'd be 6 months before he passes away. And the thing is, it kind of questioned me, like, how? Like, everyone kind of questioned it, like, how is he diagnosed with cancer? Like, he was strong, even for being in a wheelchair. He was always full of life, happy every single time. But the moment when he found out that he had cancer, everything went downhill for him. Every day he would think about his life going by, every single day. And that's not fun. Really, it isn't. And everyone was depressed. I was depressed about it because not only was he diagnosed with cancer, within that year or so later, you know, my other grandfather got sick, and so it was hard, you know. So having someone who's sick in the family and is going through a rough time and it affects you, it also affects you in other places too, like high school. It affected me a whole bunch, and I'm not the type who would show my tears or cry about problems. I actually hide them away. I'm not the type who wants to show my weakness, like show weakness to others. That's why I try to stay strong about it. But it was really rough. I wasn't passing in certain subjects. I had, like, I didn't go to therapy or anything. My sister went to therapy, but I never showed any sign of depression to people. I never wanted to. But every time in high school, I was always depressed and always tired. Tired. And it was the kind of thing that led me to gain so much weight. It was the kind of thing that kind of got me to what I was before I started my diet. And if those who didn't see my video before, my previous video, I talked about being on a diet and how I lost 25 pounds within a few months. And how life different it feels. It feels so much better. I mean, today I feel much better. I'm not depressed or anything. I'm happy. But just when you're in that stage of depression, go talk to somebody. Don't keep it in yourself, because that's what I did. I kept it in myself instead of talking to someone really about it. Like, my friends knew. One of my old best friends was the only one who actually seen me cry about it when it happened, because after a few months I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I just had to let it out. And I broke out crying. I looked like a wreck. I wasn't dressed up or anything. I'd always go to school wearing like baggy clothes or a sweater with a hoodie on top 24/7 because I didn't want to be bothered anymore. Like, I didn't want any interaction whatsoever. Not even from my friends. They would ask, "Are you okay?" I wouldn't answer anything. I would say, "Yeah." If anything, "Yeah, I'm fine." That's the only answer I would give them. But they knew what the problem was, but they didn't want to ask if I wanted to talk about it. And that was one of the things that kind of got to me a little, is that most of my friends never asked if I want to talk about it. Because who knows? You may not want to talk about it, but sometimes when you're in that moment of being alone with a friend and you kind of feel like you need to let it out, it just wasn't there for me. It was rough. It was really, really rough. And when my grandfather passed away, it was even more rough, because it felt like, let's say the leader of our family, the one who had the brains, the one who was wise, the one who created a business, a family business, one who made millions, and the one who took control of the family and knew what to do and what was right for the family, making it fair, is gone. He was gone. And after that, everything just fell apart. No one knew how to take leadership. And today, now, everything is steady. But it just wasn't the same as before. We would go fishing every time, everything. And we still go fishing. I mean, I'm going within 2 weeks or so. I'll be gone for a few days, a week, somewhat. But everything wasn't normal. The business was going down. Even though he didn't work at the business, he was still the boss, and everything was going great before. The family business is now sold. My father has his own business now, a small little business. And so everything was rough. I went through a lot of depression. And I'm kind of glad that this year, when I took the diet, I took it into the consideration for myself. And I'm pretty sure that he's proud of me, because from before what I looked like till today, there's a huge difference. Before, I used to have scars on my face and acne. I mean, I went through that, like, the whole acne stage, but I pretty much skipped teenage stage, where I just became an adult and, like, mature. Then a teenager, where you have those wild times, where you're curious and everything. I didn't do all that. It's like I already knew what was bad for me. But the thing is, I didn't know that depression was really that bad. Like, I knew it was bad not to do this, not to take drugs, not to do all that kind of shit, not to party. But the depression was still killing me, you know? Have I had suicidal thoughts? No. Not really, no. There's been times where I wish I wasn't around. But that was a long time ago when it happened, the whole depression thing and the family passing. Like, there's been times... Well, yeah, there's been times where there were those times where I wanted to just end it because of the stress and everything. But I managed to pull through it. Pretty much one of the things that kind of got me independent was really pulling it through for myself because I had no one there for me. No one, yeah, exactly. No one was really there for me before. And that's kind of how I pulled it through. And I'm not saying that you can pull it through when you're yourself and you're independent. It just kind of made me become independent a lot more than before. The whole depression thing that happened. I mean, I'm fine. I can take care of myself. You can leave me home alone or whatever. I can have my own place and I'd be fine. I'd be at peace. Or with someone, I'm fine. I can take care of myself. I don't like it when people take care of things for me. Not unless I ask for the favor. And I don't ask favors unless I really need it. But yeah, today I feel much better. More happy. Very motivated. Very, happy. Happy I took the diet. Happy I made a change in my life. Now, like, happy that there's someone I love. Happy, I'm just happy. What can I tell you? I can't have been any more happier. And it's not like it's gonna happen to certain people. It can happen to you too if you're in that same position as I was before. You just gotta keep trying. And I did let go at some point, but I started to pick up on my own feet and I started to wake myself up. And that's what you gotta do. If you're in that stage that I was before, wake yourself up and realize the possibilities. If you're hearing me now and you can tell the difference that my life has went through, it can happen for you as well. And I want you to know that for those who are going through that troubles, I am there 100% supporting and will be by your side. And even though I'm not there with you, just remember that you got a shoulder to cry on. Alright? So, yeah, this is pretty much the end of the commentary. I know it's not a super long one, but I hope you guys do enjoy it. I read every single comments. You can follow me on Twitter. I open live streams and stuff. Like, I have open lobbies and live streams that are going on there, and the random tweets of what goes on in my life, yada yada. You guys seem to have such an interest in knowing. Yeah, leave a comment, leave a like, rating, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos of these. I do other gameplays as well, zombies and all that shenanigans, all those kind of things. So, this is Nova, and I'm out. Haha, I failed.